I think we should start. Are you ready?
I am very, very ready. Are you ready, Veronica?
Very ready.
You are very ready. And we're now doing the design and dessert. So we're eating some sweets. It's still kind of morning. Do you eat sweets in the morning?
I live in Italy, so that's the only thing we do eat in the morning. We don't do breakfast in Italy.
Okay.
Coffee and you do sweets.
Do you only do like the Italian way, like you only do one cup of coffee per day, or do you do the Swedish way with like 6 cups of coffee?
No, the Italians don't do 1 cup of coffee a day. What you do in Italy is you do 1 cup of coffee with milk a day.
Okay.
So you do your cappuccino in the morning, 1, and then you can do the espresso, or you can do the macchiato with a little bit of milk, but you do not ever have a cappuccino in the afternoon.
Never ever.
Never, ever, ever, ever. And
Basta.
you do not have a cappuccino after dinner, ever, 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 ever.
Okay, so but this would suit you now. You would have a
This is
dessert.
exactly what my breakfast looks like. Exactly like this.
You should hold it. Hold the tray.
We do,
It's very heavy.
Let's hold the 100-kilo tray.
I wonder if I could.
This is what my husband brings me every morning in bed.
This is a more normal Tuesday morning.
This is a normal Tuesday morning. He brings me this enormously heavy tray and says, "Hi, honey. Good morning."
So what are you going to choose? You choose one.
I choose one that I have to eat now while we're talking. Then I would choose a little one.
Why? Why do you choose that one?
I think it looks very good and has green on it.
Yeah.
Veronica, do you want one?
Which one do you choose?
Yeah, I think actually the same because you can take it in one bite. I like that, so it's not like too. Yeah.
So do you like sweets?
Mm,
I'm having the chocolate one.
you're having the chocolate one. I do like sweets. I mean, sorry, I just have to really put this down very gently. Well, I mean, what we actually have in Italy every morning is a brioche, where they call in France a croissant, but it's not the same thing. It's a very different thing in Italy.
The very Italian thing as well.
It's a very Italian thing to say that it's not a croissant because it is a brioche or a cornetto. You can also say a cornetto. So, I mean, but I would say that the one thing that differs from Italy and Sweden is that you have your croissant or brioche or cornetto in the morning, and then you have absolutely no sweets during the day. You don't do the fika.
But you are avoiding the question. Are you a fika person?
No, not anymore, no. No.
So you're more Italian.
Exactly.
Yeah. Veronica, are you a fika person?
I'm so fika person. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I love the thing with the kanelbulle. It is like really favorite. And in the afternoon and kanelbulle and a coffee with milk, amazing. Not Italian style, but
Italian style.
no.
But in Italy we do have the dolce after the dinner. And of course that's because you have dinner at like 11 o'clock at night, so you're kind of tired, so you have to have something sweet so that you can keep talking until like 2.
Yeah. You do that every night?
The dolce?
Yeah. No, are you talking till 2 o'clock in the morning?
We have extremely late. Yeah, we kind of do. We kind of do. I mean, we're up kind of late because we have dinner very, very late. But you do have, we almost always have something after. But dolce, which means sweets, can also be fruit, of course. So you can have a piece of, you can have a peach, or you can have some ananas, which is called pineapple.
Yes.
But
I think that a lot of people know what ananas is.
I think ananas is also called ananas in Italian.
Is it?
Ananas. Ananas.
But that is not so common in Sweden to have like a plate with the fruit after the dinner. I can really miss that because that is so fresh and yeah.
So let's talk about design. We talked about desserts.
Yes.
Did we come to a conclusion? Do you like desserts or not? You said yes, Veronica.
I think in Italy it's a necessity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a necessity to get going in the morning, and then necessity to stay awake at night.
I'm going to ask you one more question about desserts. If I would come home to you for dinner and you will do the dolce for me, what would you do?
I would do our right now if you came, and this because everything in Italy is of course depending on the stagione, which is the season, and the season right now is for the what is it called? Oh my God,
Say it in Italian.
the Italian kaki. Kaki is a beautiful
Isn't it
fruit.
trousers?
No, kaki, no, that's pantalone. Kaki is a very beautiful fruit that is ripe right now, and it's orange, yellowy orange, quite big. I think it's called persimmon.
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 That's a name. That's a name.
It's
Okay.
a name, right?
Yeah.
And what you do with the persimmon or the kaki is that it has to be ripe, because before it's ripe, it's extremely bitter. So you open it up and you take out, which is a very gooey, soft, and you kind of not stir it, but you make it into some kind of cream. So you have the kaki cream, and then you put cannella on that.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. And that's my favorite dessert.
How's your Swedish?
My Swedish dessert.
No. Your language.
I'm Swedish, so it's good.
Yeah, I know that. You sound good in Swedish. How Swedish are you? You live in Italy and you lived all over the world. When was the last time you lived in Sweden?
I think like 13 years ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was born in Sweden. I lived in Sweden until I was 17.
You have a Swedish husband, right?
Yes.
And Swedish kids.
Yes, but they were born in Italy, though. Yeah.
Your Swedish is excellent, but it's so funny because you have now the body language.
Of an Italian.
So yeah, you are doing this and like you're talking like this all the time. Also, when you're talking Swedish, you're like, what are you exactly?
Where is Subway? Where is Subway?
Ma perché? But I think, but I do. Yeah, it's very funny because my husband is also Swedish, but he also has that in the whole, and my kids do it. So I think I don't really think about it because of course we speak Swedish, but we do that because my kids are first Italian in a way because they go to Italian school and they're very Italian, but they do the Swedish with the added body language.
Okay, so almost half the time is up. We need to talk about design. I know.
Yes.
So skip the dessert and the background now. So Liselott, how do you define yourself? There was like a press meeting this morning, and you said like, you're basically everything, but an illustrator. Everything but an illustrator, basically.
No, but I still, I mean, I do illustrate and I still draw, which is, and I think illustration can be. I mean, I don't think you have to define yourself so much. In a way, I think it's possible to do kind of whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, I have Veronica, who's in charge of the production of everything. So it's, of course, you have limits to what you can do. But as far as what I can draw and what I can come up with, I don't really define myself that much. I mean, I'm not a singer.
Not yet. Not yet. You could be baking sweets. You could be baking sweets.
No, I'm not really good at that. No.
I need to also touch base with the audience because I think that for most people, I think you're most recognized for doing fashion collaborations. I think that's where your biggest fan base are. Or is that still true? I mean, or is it changing?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's nice that I have a fan base. First of all, that's nice. Good news. And then I think that
Congratulations.
Thank you. I feel honored to have a fan base. But I think it's I like fashion and I like doing collaborations. But I think that's if I just did that, would become quite boring. Yeah. So I think the fan base might just have to grow a bit.
How was it to work with like Prada? I know some designers who's been working with like Hermes, but mainly they've been doing like window displays and stuff like that. But you've been part of their collection and the runway thing. How was that?
Well, I think it's nice. I mean, it's like working here. I mean, more than anything, of course, you're very happy and excited when you get the assignment. But then what it all comes down to is working with the people there. Yeah. Just like I work with the people here when I did this, and to get that kind of. You have to kind of get into another world of another dynamic in another group, and you have to find your place in that group and how you work with them. And of course, it's very different to work with Prada than to work with Svensk Tenn. Yeah. It's an Italian company, it's fashion, but then you kind of find the balance of how you do it. And it's fashion. What kind of got me not doing fashion? It's extremely fast. Yeah. So you have to be so extremely quick. This collaboration we've been working on for a year and a half. Almost, which is a speed that I not so good at because I'm very restless. So that's why fashion sometimes suits me very well because it's extremely quick. You do it the next month, it's on the runway. Yeah. And with Prada, they are extremely quick. Yeah. So That's
So how long was that when you say extremely quick? How was that? They called you and said like, hey, Liselott, we need some illustrations.
I think because the incredible speed of working with fashion these days, I think designers are up against an impossible quest of doing everything about a month or month and a half before the actual runway show, because of the fact that they're doing a million collections every year, and it's not, if it's not resort, then it's something else. So it's like, so they work very, very close to the show date. On I mean, of course, there's different layers of how they do it, but no, it's very close to call. Yeah.
Are you stopped working with fashion? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I mean, I'm, you know, they just call.
Yeah.
No,
So they can still call you?
they can still call me. And I mean, I don't think you should limit yourself at all. I mean, I think it depends on who calls and what it is and what our possibilities are. I mean, we just did a big show at Capri, which seemed like also like an impossible quest at the time when we started thinking about it. But then you just kind of happens.
Yeah.
If it's exciting and it's fun and we like it, because I mean, it's just depending on the circumstances.
Someone commented this morning about your work process, that it was kind of unusual.
Yeah.
Um,
Did I comment that?
No, someone else commented that. So said that Liselott has a strange work process. Yeah, well, you do seem a bit strange, but that's good. And basically what you said this morning was like, yeah, you need to work. You work it. Work. Work it, bitch. Work it. Is that your attitude?
Well, I mean, we have a saying in our family, which is Swedish, and our general philosophy of life, me and my husband, is that you just jobba med benen. You work.
Can it translate out? You work with your legs?
You work with your legs. I mean, because it's like you can sit around and think about things all day, but if you just don't, you just do it, and then I mean, the whole like thinking, comparing what I could do, like and people, I just fucking do it. Sorry, you're not supposed to swear on TV.
Yeah, but you can do
But
it.
it's like you just do it, and then things kind of happen. Like you talk about things, you come up with ideas, you discuss the ideas, and I mean, then of course everything doesn't realize, all the ideas don't come true. But it's like if you just, I mean, we have like I keep sending Veronica things like every week that I come up to do, and then she's like, okay, that's a good idea. We put it in like this folder of possible eventually things that we can maybe do one day.
Definitely not poster.
Definitely not gonna happen, this idea, but I'm just gonna say that it could happen so that you will be happy. Yeah.
So are you disciplined? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I mean, I'm disciplined in the way that I like to work, but I mean, for me, working is not really discipline.
We have a nickname for Liselott. The nickname is Pippi Långstrump. We are calling
As we say in English, also Pippi Longstocking.
Pippi Longstocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it's just amazing that everything is going so fast and it's so much going on in your head.
Yeah.
So it's amazing to work with Liselott, just because then you can also really like pick and choose a little bit.
Or what could actually happen? Yeah.
I mean, you're working with a lot of like successful brands or large and recognized brands. Do you see yourself as successful? You pay rent, right?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Some months.
No, I mean, what I think that the thing about when you have so many projects going on at once, what you seem to do, I think success for me right now is to be able to keep, because I mean, when you working like we're doing, it is kind of costly to keep evolving, to keep doing things. So we try to put as much of the money into new projects, you know, and that for me is being successful. Because if I would have to stop because of the fact that I can't do it anymore, I mean, I can just do this, then that would be boring, and I would be sad. So I mean, success for me is to be able to keep on working, and to keep on exploring, and to keep on taking on new projects, and or even be one step ahead of the projects. Like we're already doing something new. That's for me is success. But I don't think success has to be measured by financial at all. No, I think that's a different kind of success. I've never been that interested in that.
Last question, and we're up to 14 minutes by now.
Yeah?
No.
Nice to sit here and chat.
No, it's nice. Do we need more stuff? Question, right?
We need to make more stuff. I mean, you need to make more things yourself, and we need to come up with things. The creativity needs to, you know, be boosted. There needs to be more creativity, and there needs to be more creative stuff. We don't need stuff that has like been mass produced without any feeling or heart, or you know, we don't need to buy stuff that doesn't cost anything. I mean, we're saying it doesn't cost anything. It's like when you pay too little for something, you know that it's been made by somebody for very, very little money.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't get to talk anymore. Our 15 minutes are up.
It's up.
Yeah.
15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you. Bye.
Det var roligt.